As shared in our daily financial news, I did have a couple of more live streams planned. This is a one about the breaking news from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who is talking about forbearance in large multi-million dollar multifamily projects. A lot of us have heard about the CARES Act, and we've talked about the forbearance of single family homes. But if you didn't know, the big boys, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, have also initiated a way to have loan forbearance for multifamily properties. And frankly, I don't know about you, but the numbers are scary. They are enlightening. They're really a sign of what is to come in opportunities that were purchased near the peak. You have heard me talk about for quite some time now that I believed multifamily was overpriced, but deals were still getting done. So we're going to go through some of the numbers from Fannie Mae. We will also close from some numbers from Freddie Mac here. So first and foremost, Fannie Mae is disclosing this stuff. I'm hoping they're doing it every week. I was forwarded an article by a couple of subscribers, so thank you very much. But here we go. So Fannie Mae, again, this is large multi-million dollar multifamily projects. So this is real money. We'll talk about, we'll put some dollars around this. So first off, Fannie Mae saw a rise of 165% in total dollars of loans now in forbearance. That total now is $987 million of loans in forbearance, almost $1 billion. And again, they saw a rise just from last week. Here's the crazy part. You know, $1 billion. Do you know how many loans that is? How many properties? It's only 59. 59 properties or loans make up $1 billion of loans in forbearance. So I've done the math on that. That means the average loan, right? The average first position is $16.7 million. The other thing that's interesting about this, while it was 59 loans this week, it was 30 loans last week. So almost a doubling of loans now in forbearance. Just the 29 properties added this week added $614 million to the properties in forbearance. That's actually raising the average. If you just looked at the 29 properties added this week, that totaled $21.1 million of average loan in forbearance. Wow, that is nuts. They're actually naming names, which I was shocked. The largest property in forbearance is a 971 unit property in Cleveland, Ohio. It is called Reserve Square. That loan is $84 million. $84 million. And I'm just thinking about that, right? So $84 million means it's in first position. So what was that property sold for? Like 135, 140 maybe? Oof, $84 million. So a couple other things that are very interesting about these loans, again, reported by Fannie Mae, is 79%, so 4 out of 5 loans are interest only. They're not even paying down debt, and they need forbearance. This is so much like 2006 in single family homes. That last year of transactions in single family homes was just bad debt, just loans and to lenders or borrowers that you wouldn't do that loan in a normal market, but you had to keep the money flowing. So you just started doing bad deals. So again, 79% or 4 out of 5 loans are interest only, which means they're early, right? Most of the loan products that I have seen kind of go interest only for 5 years, and then they go principal and interest. So again, if you need forbearance when you are interest only time frame, whoa, what happens when you got to pay principal? These deals are in trouble. The other thing they saw is 69%. So what is that? 7 in 10. Their debt service now, as reported when they requested forbearance, is less than 1.15. That means after debt service, you have less than, what is that, 15% left over to pay for capital expenses, maintenance, your headcount or your employees. I mean, it's just bad. These loans, these properties are in trouble with like big capital letters. So not good. Other things reported, it looks like Texas has the highest concentration, total value at 224 million. Again, so that's about a quarter or 25%. Again, remember the base number is 987 million. So Texas has 224 million dollars in properties that have first position that are now in forbearance. Maryland is next at 197 million. So real quick, what is that? That's roughly half of the loans in forbearance, roughly. It's like 45%, doing that in my head, 46% is in Texas and Maryland. That's interesting. And just because I can, looks like Freddie Mac also reported some data, not this week, but last. Their numbers are, I don't know, scary and not as scary, if that makes sense. First off, the total value is 1.7 billion with a B. And obviously, Fannie Mae is just under that B word, right? It's 987 million. But they have 327 loans in forbearance. So again, take the 59 loans that Fannie Mae has. Freddie Mac has 327. So what's that? 5.4x, something like that, 5.3. But their average, where Fannie Mae's average is 16.7, Freddie Mac's average is 5.2 million. So still bigger than any deal I've done by a long shot. So if their first position is 5.2, probably means their purchase was around 8 million ish, maybe 8.2. So pretty scary stuff. So again, multifamily deals that were recently purchased are not performing well. So again, Fannie and Freddie Mac on forbearance will have to do some loan workouts with these multifamily investors. These are huge dollar amounts, and they have loan covenants and appraisal covenants, and there are lots and lots of things going on. They may negotiate. I believe they're going to take these properties back because the debt that is structured behind them is not sound. This is not like forbearance for a single family home. Single family home is very different. The debt is structured. It's basically a single lender, a single asset. When you're talking about a 971 unit building called the Reserve Square in Cleveland, the lender is going to have to figure out if it can be worked out. Now, their preference is obviously going to be work it out with the operator. They don't want the bad debt, but they're also realize that there will be some deals that can't survive. And this is, I talked to an asset manager last Friday, I think, and this is what they're circling. They are looking to buy bad debt. So what will likely happen, in my opinion, some of these will have forbearance and they'll just change the accounts and all of that. But what's going to happen is I think Fannie and Freddie are going to sell the debt for a discount. That's why these huge asset managers and hedge funds, like I've talked to, will buy the debt 80 cents on the dollar, maybe 75 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar. And then they will decide what they want to do. Maybe they'll foreclose because they want the asset. Maybe they'll restructure the debt. Who knows? But my guess is Fannie and Freddie are going to want to get away from these assets soon. And then they will, then the new owners will decide what to do with the borrowers. So again, lots of discussion around single family homes going into forbearance. I think it's 4.2 million people in forbearance. But realize Fannie and Freddie have loans to large multifamily deals. and they're starting to crack. They're starting to go in need forbearance. And a debt service of less than 1.15, it's not going to be good. So at the end, we got to track this. There is going to be pain. I've talked about it for a long time. Multifamily was overpriced. Bigger isn't always better. Loan assumptions, interest only, switching to principal and interest, it's just going to crush these folks. So at the end of the day, just wanted to stay up to date on that because, again, we will see what's going on. All right, everybody. Take care of yourself. Have fun.